Going live in 10 seconds. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to today's session of International Scholar Series. Today we have a special episode where we will discuss Hazre Aswad, but all commonly known as the Black Stone. Today we have a couple of special guests. Our main guest today is the scholar Sheikh Abedi of the Islamic Center of England. He is the director there. Instead of wasting our time, let's get introduced to our special guest. Sheikh Abedi, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, sir?
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, I'm okay, and I hope everybody is okay there.
Sheikh, would you mind introducing yourself to our viewers so that they get acquainted with you?
All right. First of all, a very tiny correction. I'm not Sheikh, I am Sayyid. Okay, there is a big difference between Sheikh and Sayyid. Those who are coming from the holy progeny of the holy prophets, they are called as Sayyid. So my full name is Sayyid Abbas Abidi, and originally I am from India, but I have studied in Iran for more than 14 years, and I was the student of the Islamic studies, and I have reached to the highest level of the Islamic studies in Qom, the university, the famous university for the Islamic studies. When I finished there, I have been invited by the different communities in the UK. I have came here to do tabligh and do some preaching job, and since 2001, I am at your service. And now I'm a trustee of Islamic Center of England, as well as the director of cultural affairs in the center.
We are pleased to have you with us, Sheikh, and I understand that you will primarily focus on the subject from Shia point of view. Am I correct?
Not necessarily. I am a student of the history, regardless of the school of thoughts. Many school of thoughts I have done comparative studies as well. So I know the others' opinion, and I can fairly deal with all opinions coming from different schools of thoughts.
Thank you very much, Brother Abedi. We also have some guests here who will join me in asking you a few questions so that we can clarify our understanding on the subject. We also have Barrister Abdullah Al-Mamun. He's a practicing lawyer in London. Barrister Mahmoud, can you hear me?
Yes. Salam to Syed.
Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes. My name is Mohammed Al-Mamun. I'm qualified as a barrister and practicing as a solicitor in London. I've got my own firm in the city. And besides that, I study Quran. I'm the lifelong student of the Quran.
Thank you very much. Let's get introduced to our other guest, Mr. Hassan Mahmoud, who is a poet and also a researcher in Sharia law. Sir, would you introduce yourself, please? Hassan Mahmoud. You need to unmute your microphone.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum to everybody. Yeah, Sayyid Sheikh or Sayyid, you're welcome. Waiting to hear about me. I am just a common Bangladeshi living in Canada since last 35 years. A long time of my life I devoted to find out the process, the theological process of legitimizing violence in the name of Islam. Let me repeat it. The theological process of legitimizing violence in the name of the Quran and Prophet. And compiling a counter narrative of Muslim scholars so that we can eliminate oppression in the name of Islam from our society. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lastly, let's get introduced to Mr. Abdul Rob Likhon. He's a retired major in the Bangladesh Army. Mr. Likhon, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Already, you have introduced me a bit. I'm not a scholarly person on any of the aspect, but I am a student of Quran, and I'd like to actually, I'm searching for the ultimate truth, and that's the thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And there are other people who will be asking questions in the second half of the program. During the first half of the program, which will comprise about an hour, we will listen mainly from the guest, Brother Sayyid Abedi today on the subject. And then at times, we will open up floors to some of our main other guests who will ask questions or give their opinion into the matter. Into the second half of the program, which will comprise after an hour for 30 minutes, we'll have our other guests who will be asking questions or give comments on the issue. So let's get back to our main guest, Sayyid Abedi. Sir, how do you view this issue of, say, Hazre Aswad or Black Stone? Because we see this to be something which is not mentioned in the Quran specifically. So what is your findings about this? And before, in fact, I open up this floor for you to answer those questions, I will share some video clips which our audience, our viewers, need to watch. It will take about a minute. Thank you for your patience.
काबा के पास हजरे अस्वद की मरम्मत और सफाई का काम मुकम्मिल कर लिया गया है। हजरे अस्वद की सफाई साल में 3 से 4 मरतबा की जाती है। यहाँ के खानदान को पिछले 100 सालों से हजरे अस्वद की सफाई का एजाज हासिल हुआ है। यही खानदान के अफराद हजरे अस्वद की सफाई का काम अंजाम देते हैं। ये खानदान के एक रुकन फैसल बिन मोहम्मद महमूद बदर ने कहा कि हजरे अस्वद की सफाई का काम मुकम्मिल कर लिया गया है। हजरे अस्वद की सफाई के कुछ नज़ारे आपके लिए पेश किए जा रहे हैं। ब्यूरो रिपोर्ट siyaasat.com।
I think it didn't take long for us to watch that. So Sheikh, how do you, or Brother Sayyid, how do you view all these rituals, cleansing of the stone, kissing and going around it? How do you see this from Islamic point of view?
All right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. قال الله الحكيم في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فيه آيات بينات مقام إبراهيم ومن دخله كان آمنا. First of all, I would like to thank you for giving an opportunity to talk to my other learned scholars and brothers and sisters across the world. This is a very interesting topic to talk about Hajarul Aswad. In Arabic, Hajar means stone, Al-Aswad means the black. So when we say Hajarul Aswad, it means it's a black stone set in the wall of Khane Kaaba, and it is in the eastern part of the Khane Kaaba. And this stone, according to the historians, was holy even before the announcement of the Holy Prophet's prophecy. And people used to come and respect and regard and honor this stone. It has been said that this stone came from the heaven and bestowed to Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam when he has built Khane Kaaba along with his son Hazrat Ismail, and he has set there this stone. The philosophy of having this stone is that, according to some narrations, that this stone is actually a witness on behalf of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon the practices of Muslims, those who come to Khane Kaaba and they do their rituals. This stone is considered as the witness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and notifying the all actions, although we believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is everywhere and he himself has full command upon our deeds and our thoughts. Even innahu ya'lamu ma fi sudur, even he knows the secrets of our hearts. But still there is a tradition that this stone is considered as the witness, as we know that there are two other witnesses upon our shoulders, those who are writing. That witnesses are from the angels. The two angels are writing our good deeds and bad deeds both. So this stone is also considered as the witness of the practices of the Muslims, especially those who go to Hazre Aswad in Khane Kaaba. And now let me tell you that in the Holy Quran, there is no name of Hazre Aswad mentioned. But as I have recited the verse, chapter 3, verse 97, Allah has in general indicated that fihe ayatum bayinat. In that Khane Kaaba, in that Kaaba itself, there are many very important signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, manifest signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it means that sometimes we know some signs which are being clearly mentioned, like Maqam Ibrahim. In this ayah itself, Allah has mentioned Maqam Ibrahim, right? And there are other signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is in this verse. See, if you read this, fihe means in the Khane Kaaba, in Baytullah, in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ayatum bayinat. There are manifest signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So one of the important signs is this Hajar al-Aswad. Although Hajar al-Aswad is not mentioned with its name. However, it was being regarded and honored by even those who used to come to Baytullah before the prophecy of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. According to the Shia and Sunni and all Islamic scholars, it is a holy stone and it is allowed to kiss that stone. And now let me tell you the reality of that stone. The stone is not just in one piece right now. There is a huge history behind being this stone in pieces. Now this stone is in about 20 pieces, and all these pieces gathered and put into a basket and shielded by the silver. You can see the shield, the silver shield is there, and in that basket there is no one stone. There are pieces of stone, And all these pieces were at one time in history, it was just one piece of stone, but now it is been kept in pieces. What happened to this stone? There are many stories about this stone. There is a big history about this stone. The background is that many times the Baitullah is been reconstructed, rebuilt. Many times this stone destroyed in pieces, but people always used to look at this stone as a holy stone. That's why they kept even the pieces. So we have the pieces here. According to the hadith, it was the Hajarul Abiyad, the white stone, when it was in the first initial stage, when the holy Prophet Ibrahim والسلام, received this from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That stone was whiter than the milk. But after gradually people did not respect to that stone, according to some hadiths, gradually it became black. So just like our heart, some scholars, they have give the example for the stone. This one is just like your heart. Your heart, if it is pure out of the sins, your heart is pure, clean. And once you start doing committing sins, your heart gets some blackheads there, and that the pure heart is not pure anymore. And then that unpurified heart is considered, according to some even verses of the Holy Quran, that the heart become the black one. So similar to that, the scholar says that this Hajarul Aswad used to be very white and whiter than milk, but because of people's actions, deeds, and misbehaving to this Hajarul Aswad, it is became to black. I'm just trying to share with you another very important hadith about Hajar al-Aswad, that at the time of Hazrat Umar's Khilafah, he came to do tawaf of Baitullah, and he stopped there and kissed Hajar al-Aswad, and he started talking to Hajar al-Aswad. Oh stone, I know you are just stone. You have no sense to listen to me or to reply to me. You cannot harm me. You cannot benefit me. You are just a stone. Just because the Holy Prophet used to always emphasize upon kissing you, paying attention, paying respect to you, I just follow the Holy Prophet. I pay respect to you. Otherwise, I know you don't harm and you don't give any benefits to me. That time, Imam Ali والسلام, was with him, and he said, "Oh Umar, you are wrong here. You cannot say that this stone cannot listen to you and cannot reply to you or cannot harm you or cannot benefit you. Definitely, Hajar al-Aswad is just like an angel from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is witnessing our deeds, and he can harm you and he can benefit you. So don't say that the Holy Prophet just asked you to kiss this stone and pay respect to it as a stone. It is not just a normal stone." That is the story which I wanted to share with you. I am here at your service. If any question coming to me, I will be happy to talk.
Brother Sayyid Abedi, we have some challenging questions because we have audiences from cross-section of people.
Yes.
Challenging questions include, isn't Allah enough as a witness? And don't we have angels who are recording, like Kiramun Katibin? And why do we still need the stone, which is, as you already said, not mentioned in the Quran, to bear witness? And other questions, chain questions like, why it was not mentioned. If it was such an important thing, it was not mentioned in the Quran. And
Yes.
whether a stone has the ability, or anything has the ability, to sort of say, take our sins from us away. For example, Tirmidhi mentions that it was white, then it turned black, and whether it tantamounts to shirk in denoting all that. What do you say to that?
All right. First of all, if we go to argue in that way, that argument is not logical, because if you say God is enough, then we don't need any Quran, we don't need any prophet, we don't need any scholar, we don't need any other angel. Allah can do, and Allah is qadir to do everything, right? Allah is power, all power. So we don't need any angel, we don't need any prophet, we don't need any imam, we don't need any scholar, we don't need even book, Quran, and all these things which we consider them as the source of guidance, right? So if we say that Allah is enough, then we have to forget all other stuffs which are considered and believed as the source of guidance. Quran is the source of guidance. The Holy Prophet himself was the source of guidance. The Imam are the source of guidance. The scholars are trying to guide us. The books, the narrations, the hadith, all these should be vanished if you go to that argument that God is enough. When we say no, God has a plan, and according to that plan, one of the witnesses upon our actions, or upon our deeds, is a stone. So what is the philosophy of that stone? We don't know sometimes. Many things we don't know. Sometimes our answer is just because we don't know. We can't just deny it. Denying is something very serious. Many people, they don't understand, and because they don't understand, they don't know, because of their lack of knowledge, they deny it. That is not the logical thing. Many things you find which is not understandable even, but there is some realities. We cannot deny the thing which we don't understand. Unfortunately, many people, they do this, and they think that their mind and their mentality is actually the main source of existence and the realities. No, that is not the truth. Right? Yes.
So, Brother Sayyid Abidi, does it have anything to do with shirk in any way? Because we only bow to Allah, we listen to Allah, and we obey Allah, and only Allah is the one who pardons us in any way.
Right.
So if a stone sucks or takes our sin and becomes black from white, how do you justify that?
No, that narration is not even the authentic one, because there are many other narrations which are against this type of narration. If you say that stone is sucking your sin, is something illogical. And there are many other narrations, those who oppose this kind of narration. So we don't go to believe blindly to the narrations like this, because this is against our logic and against our other narrations which are opposing that kind of narration. So that stone is become, there are many, if you go gradually, if you put anything, it can change the color. So the color, changing color is not something related to our sins. Although our behaviors towards Baitullah, towards the holy places, towards the, for example, the very important blessed things, definitely there are some changes. So that stone which we have narrations became black, not just because the stone itself is sucking our sins. No, because of our bad behavior towards that stone, because of not understanding the importance of the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's signs, like Maqam Ibrahim, like other important, like even Zamzam is one of the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Jazakallah khairan. Let's go to Brother Hassan Mahmoud, who researched into hadiths for many decades, as far as I know. Sir, would you please give your opinion, or if you have any question regarding whatever Brother Sayyid Abedi has opined thus far?
Well, thank you. One narrative in the history tells us that Yemen once took this stone, and Yemen tried to be the center of faith of the Arabian Peninsula. And then there was a battle, and it was brought back to Mecca again. And there is another narrative that Yemen did not give back, or they could not bring back the original one. These all may be the conspiracy theories without proof, or maybe there is proof. I do not know. So please enlighten us about it.
Yes, Brother Abedi.
That's true that it was being taken by Yemenis for 22 years, and they kept in a place just to attract people, because they were thinking that if we make a model just like Baitullah in our country, people will visit us, and so that we can have the revenue as Meccan used to have. The Meccan always used to have pilgrims, people coming to visit Baitullah at that time, and Meccan people, they used to get the revenue out of all these visitors. But they wanted to do the same, and they have taken this to Yemen, but after 22 years, the same one, not the other stone, or saying that the other narrative says that the other stone is being replaced there. No, that is totally wrong. And one important reality about this stone, please listen to this, very important now. And now I'm going to talk from the Shia point of view, which is very solid, and still we can even examine with that. And people, they have already examined this. That important point about Hazre Aswad is that Hazre Aswad cannot be fixed. If, for example, right now, for God forbid, if Baitullah is destroyed, or the walls is now, for example, damaged, then no one can fix this Hazre Aswad in its original place, unless he should be the infallible person, the one who is having no sin carrying with him. So at that, in this important belief, there are many occasions they have tried to examine this. For example, when the Holy Prophet was just 18 to 19 years old, and the Baitullah destroyed, and people wanted to rebuild it, and they built it, and every tribe was willing to fix Hazre Aswad in its place. And it was an argument, and then it was nearly an internal war amongst the tribes. The Holy Prophet, this is something which is mentioned in the history, in Tarikh al-Khulafa, in Tarikh Ibn Athir, Shia, Sunni, all they know this story. And no one has denied this story. The Holy Prophet, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, was just observing the arguments going around. And every tribe was claiming that we are more capable to fix this Hazre Aswad in its place. Everyone used to claim the same. and it was nearly close to start fighting for this. One of the very wise person amongst the all tribes came to suggest, look, we don't want to fight for this. We leave this decision to someone who will come from our right side, right side. Whosoever comes from our right side, he will come and he will suggest what to do, right? And that time people they said, okay, no problem, we don't fight and we'll wait for someone coming from right side. And then suddenly everybody had seen that the Holy Prophet is coming from there. He was just youth that time. So he came to them and asked them, what's the matter? They said, we want to fix this Hazre Aswad with our own pride. Everyone is having the same idea. What should we do? He said, it's very simple. Bring a what do you call bed sheet or a big sheet, and we put Hazre Aswad inside in the sheet, and every tribe, the main person should come and carry that one and bring to the same place. I will fix it up there. And everybody agreed that time. The Holy Prophet has done this. And whenever, even if something happened, someone should be the most pious person, very infallible to do this. So this is one of the important belief. And because of that, there is no doubt that the whatever it is there, although it is in the pieces right now, but it is an original one, and nobody can say that no, this is something which is, for example, fake or the alternative one. No, this is the real one, but although which it is in the pieces right now.
Thank you, Brother Abidi. Let's go to Barrister Al-Mamoon. Barrister Mamoon, how do you view Hazre Aswad, and what is your opinion regarding Brother Abidi's lecture so far? Unmute yourself.
Salam. Syed Abidi, there's two issues now. Firstly, you said if we go by Quran, that is one story. If we take the narrations that came after 300 years of Prophet's death, then you have lots of stories, what we do now, what we see now. So in terms of the guidance, what is the source of guidance? We're not here today to talk about it because it will take vast amount of energy and discussion. And because a lot of things you have cited, verse 397, it doesn't say the word Kaaba, the word Hazre Aswad, nothing at all what you said. It is Maqam Ibrahim. Well, we will go onto that topic another day. So I just hinted you that I don't agree with your interpretation, what you've given for 397, because it is unacceptable in terms of the words, what is written here. But now, the main thing is, you said that it becomes black. I can see from your picture that there's 8 pieces, because I have seen some other sources that all other small pieces is in the cement. So we can see the biggest one is like a date size. Now, as you said that you get it from the hadith that Hazrat Umar, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and Hazrat Ali, they had discussion, a conversation on that one. Yes, I can see there is you see this is the dates one. Well, so that means you rely on the hadith. So can I then ask what source of hadith you use, and do you accept the source of Sunni hadith?
All right. Let me tell you, first of all, there is a clear verse which I have already recited you just mentioned just one part of it, and this is not good for Quran to recite a part and leave the other part. The before Maqam Ibrahim, Quran says fihe. Fihe means in Baytullah, in the Baytullah, in the house of Allah. Ayatum bayinat. Ayatun, ayat means not one sign. Ayat is a plural of ayah. Ayah means sign. Bayinat means clear, manifest signs. There are many manifest signs there. So it can be included in this Hazre Aswad also can be included with that ayah. So even according to the fifth Imam of Ahlul Bayt, Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi salatu wasalam, who was the teacher of even Abu Hanifa and other Sunni Imams. He was a great alim, and he was the grandson of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Can I interrupt you just one moment on the ayah?
Yeah.
There is no word Baitullah, Bait Allah in 397. Can I recite to you the translation of this? Everyone can understand. It says that in it are clear signs. The standing place of Abraham, Maqam Ibrahim, and whoever enters shall be safe. And to Allah from the people is a pilgrimage to the house for whoever is able to find thereto a way. And whoever disbelieves, then indeed Allah is free from need of the wars. It doesn't say Bait Allah. It doesn't say any other. I know the science is a plural science. It's grammatical. You can better grammar, but it doesn't say any word about Bait Allah, about the stone, about anything at all. So what you say that this is your opinion, or get it from the other sources.
Brother, this is something which is related to the grammar, and here this is not a place to discuss with you, because you don't understand. Fihe, that is he is actually referring to Baitullah. Okay, so when we start talking about Makkah, about Haram, about Baitullah al-Haram, and then you come to just the indications. Okay, fihe means in it. What is it? It.
Well, so do you want us to believe that Allah leaves something?
No. You said Baitullah is not mentioned, which is something strange, because you
okay. We'll go to details now. We'll just concentrate on the black stone.
Yeah.
Or Hazre.
All right. Okay. What I am trying to say is that if we are not denying, if we are coming to understand, to believe, fihe ayatum bayinat. Ayatum bayinat means there are manifest signs in there. Okay, so it is very logical to understand that Hazre Aswad also can be included in that ayah, in that signs. According to, as I said, according to Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi salatu wasalam, the teacher of Abu Hanifa and the grandson of the Holy Prophet, and the fifth infallible Imam of the Shia school of thought, he says that in this hadith, this ayah, fihe ayatum bayinat, Hazre Aswad is also mentioned and included. So this is something which is there. So you believe it or not is different matter.
Brother Sayyid Abidi, so to bring this ayah into a conclusion on this particular issue, the verse Brother Mahmoud is referring to, can we reach to a conclusion that you are relying on, obviously, Muhammad Baqi and you're also saying that obviously he's infallible Imam. That's the basis of the inference or logical inference. That's the basis. But whether, on the other hand, Brother Mahmoud is saying the same thing, in fact, which you already said, which is it is not specifically mentioned in the Quran, but we can logically conclude on the basis of conclusions or a decision Muhammad Baqir had given. Is that where we stand?
All right. The other point is, which is so important, that if you come to the narrations, okay, we have no any narrative or any authentic hadith to deny the Hajar al-Aswad's importance, or to deny that this is something like just like normal stone and people have made from themselves, and we should not regard it, we should not honor it, we should not like kiss it, or we should not pay respect to it. There is no such hadith. So it's all coming people, those who are just trying to deny with having no base to deny.
Can I interrupt you there, Brother Abedi? The reason being, because we are living in the 21st century, and we are obviously living, many of us are living in Canada and US and UK here. We come across very challenging questions which you need to address, in fact. That's why we are inviting scholars like you. For example, we have come across hadiths in the Bukhari. We have serious reservations about Bukhari. We can, I think all of us does here.
Yes.
As I know. And here in the Bukhari, we have come across hadiths where we can see there are traditions where even the Sahabas are saying there was a time when they were circling black stones and stones, which are pre-Islamic times. And that is quite disturbing for us, because we also come across claims like stone, Jacob's stone in the Bible, where it goes. And also we have, say, a Baitulas of Aphrodite, the black stone where they circle as well. I will, obviously, better, but I will share the screen to you. Here we have the hadiths in the Bukhari, where, as you can see very clearly, the hadith mentions here. If you all of you can obviously read. It says Zayd ibn Amr ibn Nuhail went to Sham, inquiring about a true religion to follow. He met a Jewish religious scholar and asked him about their religion. He said, I intend to embrace your religion, so tell me something about it. The Jew said, you will not embrace our religion unless, he's talking about things like which Zayd ibn Amr was telling even before Islam, it is there. But also there are hadiths where we can find there were circling stones as well. So how do you see the correlation of, say, some of the things with Zayd ibn Amr, say, before coming to Islam, he was saying things which matched in the Quran, which you understand, obviously, they were blessed by Allah. But there are also hadiths where we can see in the Bukhari that people were circling stones. How do you see this?
All right, a very important question, and I appreciate that, but the answer is very simple. We are now just talking about the significance of the Hajar al-Aswad, indicated from the Holy Quran according to the tafsir of Imam Muhammad Baqir, and the many hadiths coming from the Holy Prophet himself. So there is no doubt that this is something which is holy, which is important, significant stone, and it's a part of the Khane Kaaba, Baitullah. But the other things, many, unfortunately, hadiths are fabricated, and about Hajar al-Aswad, they have made many other stories which we don't accept. So we are not here to either accept all the fabricated hadiths with Hajar al-Aswad's significance, or just deny Hajar al-Aswad's significance and holiness of the Hajar al-Aswad because of that fabricated hadith. So we should not be like that. We should be very wise enough.
Can we say that hadith is fabricated? Can we agree on that?
Yes, of course. Yes, right.
Okay, because we come across scholars who obviously straight away will brand us as kafirs, as murtads, as mushrikuns, because we simply deny, say, bulk of Bukhari hadiths or bulk of say, Tirmidhi.
We do the same. Look, we are actually guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you have to ponder upon even the verses of the Holy Quran. just ignore about the hadiths. Even the Holy Prophet, even the Holy Quran itself asks you to think and think and think. Do afala yatadabbaruna al-Quran? Why you don't ponder upon the verses of the Holy Quran? Why you don't think about this verse and the logic coming through this hadith, the verses? So if we are allowed to even think and argue on the verses of the Holy Quran, then it is very easy to understand that the hadiths are not only arguable, sometimes because of being very fake hadiths in our books, we should easily deny. So denying hadith is nothing to do with your kufr, nothing to do with your iman, because you are wise enough to look at the hadiths and examine them. If the hadith is not matching with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's verses, not matching your common sense, not matching your intellect, then that hadith has no place to accept. So because of that, what we say is it doesn't mean, again, it doesn't mean, I have to repeat this because sometimes if we start denying, we continue denying even the significant things, right? For example, Hazre Aswad, there is some indication in Holy Quran, there is a tradition, and there are many hadiths, there are the constant respect for that, and we come to say no, because some hadiths related to Hazre Aswad are fabricated, so we should even deny the whole holiness of the Hazre Aswad. This is not the right way as well.
But Rabidi, and lastly, from my end, there's one last question, which I will request you to explain a verse of the Quran, which is Surah Baqarah, verse 24, because we have very many questions about this, because whenever we talk about Hazre Aswad and all that, our reverence, our respect of Hazre Aswad, and the use of the term Yamin Allah, in the hand of Allah, and all that, I personally have a reservation to use that term. Anyway, regardless of that, would you please explain for us verse number 24 of Surah Baqarah? I will bring it to the screen. Here it is. And would you please give us your opinion about this particular verse, I think, which might be of relevance. Here is the verse. But if you can read it.
The first one, 24?
Yes, that's right.
فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَنْ تَفْعَلُوا فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ. Yes.
Would you please, sir, explain your opinion about this verse?
This is regarding the kuffar, those don't come to submit themselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's will, and they are not even willing to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's oneness and the absolute tawheed, the monotheism of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Holy Prophet's message. And here it says, in lam taf'alu wa lan taf'alu, means if you don't do this, and I know that you are not going to do it, I mean, definitely you are not ready to do, فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ. So be fearful of the fire, hellfire, which is being generated by man, nas, and hijara. Hijara means the stones.
Stone.
All right.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So any particular reason why Allah used the word stone in
Yeah, I can tell you why. Because before coming the matches, to fire, to set the fire, people used to use the stones to put together, and the light will come and they set the fire. Right. So fire always, that time, comes in our minds through the stones.
Right.
That time stones are the only source to set the fire. So because of that, Allah has clearly mentioned that you know the fire, hellfire would be more than what you can see in this world as fire. So the hellfire is so huge in quantity, and people, those who go there, also be the source to generate more fire. And hijara means here, because that hijara you use it for fire, there you get more hijara to get more fire.
Fine. Is it also true that Allah will place, the things that we worship, the idols, with us in the fire? Is it true that Allah says in the Quran?
It can be, and it cannot be. Like, this is
many idols we make with stones,
Yeah, people, those who worship these stones as their God, right? Or maybe that stones also can be part of that hijara. But in general, here hijara means the concept of setting fire through the stones, right? That is the concept Allah has arise there, and the Jahannam, the hellfire, is actually defined by the sources of the fire. One of the sources, the most important, significant source of the fire used to be just the stones.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Major Retired Abdul Rob Likon. Would you have any question or opinion about the matter that we have discussed thus far, Major Likon?
Yeah, actually, I'm a simple student of Quran and also Hassan al-Hadith. So far I have understood from these conversations, it's a very well covered. Here, can we not get a very clear and precise ayah on the Hazre Aswad, which is a very significant one? I can remember once I visited for Hajj, people had been struggling. People had been actually using their force to even touch that stone, though I could not because of the people around there. So, however, I was expecting something should be there very clear and concise in the Quran, but unfortunately I found that it is not there in the Quran. So if I ask a humble question to Mr. Sheikh Abedi, that if someone puts something precious crystal metal there, so definitely there will be no narration. We cannot find any narration if I find if a group of people said something there newly. So there will be no narration such.
So you're rather, there is no clear-cut narration. You struggled.
Yeah,
You struggled a lot to touch the stone during your Hajj or Umrah. But you failed because of the pressure of the crowd. You failed to do that. So
people give so much of emphasis.
In such an effort, people are giving so much effort to touch it, but it's still, as Brother Abedi also clarified, we don't have an absolute clear verse in it. So are you being denied of any blessing? Probably that's what you are trying to say. Am I right?
Yeah, that's the
thing.
All right. First of all, let me clear this, that it is not an obligatory act for us to go and definitely kiss that Hajar al-Aswad. That is for sure, right? Why it is not an obligatory? Because there is no clear instruction to kiss the stone in the Holy Quran or in any hadith to say that it has to be done, okay? So first of all, it is very clear that it is not an obligatory, it is not an wajib, okay? But because the Holy Prophet used to do this, and because the Holy Prophet used to recommend this, with mentioning the significance of the Hazre Aswad, it is recommended. It is just mustahab, right? It is just mustahab to kiss if you can get chance. If you don't, it is not an wajib. You have not done wrong if you go to Hajj and do every part of Hajj except kissing that Hazre Aswad. You're okay. Your Hajj is okay, and you have done nothing wrong. So this is something which we have to understand.
Thank you. We are opening up for the second part of the program. We have quite a few people willing to ask questions. So let's take some questions, Brother Abedi. We have Zabir Atik. Can you unmute your microphone, please? Zabir Atik. And
Assalamu alaikum.
Give us a question, please, for the learned.
Question is to Sheikh Sayyid Abedi. Earlier you mentioned about the hadith from Bukhari and from Sahih Muslim as well. The incident about the Umar bin Khattab who used to place the stone, and he mentioned the story that our Prophet Muhammad used to kiss the stone. So was this incident happened before the Nabuwwat or after the Nabuwwat? I mean, in his lifetime, can we find this teaching and this practice is used to...
I understood the question. I don't know whether Brother Abedi did, but I think he's trying to say that you mentioned that Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he placed the stone before he was given the Nabuwwat, or he was...
That's right, yes.
So anything that is done before he became prophet, that shouldn't be sunnah for us, correct?
All right. You know, the paying respect to the stone is getting tradition after his prophecy, when he became prophet, when he went for the first and the last time to do the Hajj after Fathul Makkah, and after the Fatah has been freed by the mushrikeen, by the kafirin of that time. So he used to go there, and then he has recommended to kiss the stone and bring all other stones, those who were worshipped by people. And he has destroyed all the idols except this stone, and he kissed it, and he said, this is different. This is an extraordinary stone bestowed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, and it is the part of the Baytullah. So, although he, with his companions, especially with his very close companion and the successor Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, all the idols after freeing the Makkah has been destroyed. All the idols have been destroyed. And this stone was regarded by the Holy Prophet, and the Prophet has recommended to kiss it and pay attention, pay respect to that. From there is no dispute amongst Sahaba, after Sahaba, Tabi'in, about the significance of holiness of the Hazre Aswad. Okay, so this is for sure. This is nothing to do with the school of thoughts, different school of thoughts. Everyone believes in that, and there is no denial about this holiness of the Hazre Aswad.
Thank you. We have a next guest, Faisul Alam. He is doing researches into Arabic linguistics. Faisul Alam, you can ask our honorable guest any question that you might have.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I have two questions, but first I'm going for the first one. And I think you know the Sheikh Saleh Al-Munajjid from Saudi Arabia, and he has a well-known website named islamqa.com. And some people sent him a question writing that I am reading the question. We are in urgent need of information about the differences between the Sunnis and Shias. We hope that you can explain something about their beliefs. And Sheikh says in his answer, the Shias have many sects. Some of them are Kafirs who worship Ali and call upon him. And they worship Fatima, Al-Hussein, and others.
Is your question related to Hazre Aswad?
No,
No.
there is no. I think there is no harm to ask this kind of questions as well. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Okay. Then he says that some of them say that Jibril betrayed the trust and the prophethood belonged to Ali, not to Muhammad. There are also others among them, such as Imamiyah, the Rafidi Isna Ash'ari, who worship Ali and say that their imams are better than the angels and prophets.
All right.
And Sheikh, what do you want to say about this?
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your question. And I am very pleased to have these kind of questions because this is a best chance to clarify many realities. Unfortunately, Wahhabi, they have accused Shias of many things baselessly. There is no base for that. For example, in the beginning, he said that Shias got many sects. We don't have many sects here. In this world, the only sect which is united, which is too close, and their beliefs are too clear for those who come to know and they read the books of the Shias. They get logic in it. They get very common sense rulings there, and they got strong unity amongst themselves. So first of all, they said there are many sects. There is no sect. You can see Shia Ithna Ashari living in Iran, in Iraq, in Bahrain, in Yemen, in UK, in everywhere, in India and in Pakistan. Everywhere you go, they have the same beliefs. There is no sects amongst them. Number one. Number two, he constantly says that they worship. All Shias are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's it. The first important belief of the Shia Muslims is Tawheed. Tawheed, oneness of Allah. Even the definition of Tawheed coming from the Ahlul Bayt, the holy progeny of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is better common sense and logical than the other people, those who claim that they are the champion of Tawheed. But when we discuss with them, they have nothing as solid proof to prove Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's existence or oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so this is all rubbish. They always blame, they always try to keep other Muslims out of the Shia's reach, because they knew that if they are close to Shias, the Shia got very strong logic for their beliefs. Definitely, they will definitely influence upon the youth. So youth will convert in Shia Islam, as we see in Saudi Arabia right now, in Egypt, in other states of the Middle East. The youth are day by day coming and becoming Shia. Why? Because the Shia got very solid proofs for their beliefs. Whatever they believe, they have a strong backing of Holy Quran's verses, very strong support from the traditions of the Holy Prophet, and very strong logical arguments. Because of that, they say, okay, they worship Imam Ali. Who is worshiping Imam Ali? Do you know any Shia that who is worshiping Imam Ali?
No.
Yes, of course. We believe that Imam Ali is the first, the most highest ranking companion of the Holy Prophet. We believe that Imam Ali is the true successor of the Holy Prophet. So we have proof, we have arguments, we have solid Quranic verses for that. There, they cannot argue with us. What they do, they say, oh, they are worshipping Imam Ali. It means if you believe Abu Bakr as Khalifa, you are worshipping Abu Bakr. Can you believe in that?
Sayyid,
Now, Faisal, we have a lot of questions, so we have to take. We don't have time. We have.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I always looking for this kind of opportunity
Brother,
to
if we have time,
explain the truth. And let me tell you, I have started a website called findtruth.co.uk. Findtruth.co.uk. You can go and just do the some research there. You find all arguments are logical, scientifical, and based on the verses of Holy Quran.
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Let's go to Hassan Mahmoud again. Sir, would you have any further comment or question regarding this issue our brother Abedi has said thus far?
Thank you so much, Mufasil, and thanks to all. Normally, I tend to stick to the topic of any event and maintain my timeline as well. But as now, I saw that you allowed, as a moderator, question apart from Hazre Aswad. I want to bring up a very, very crucial information or misunderstanding. This is, can you see this book? This is Hadith al-Kafi.
Yes.
Hadith al-Kafi, it is Shia Hadith. It is volume 1, part 2, subsection 4, page number, here, 176, 175. It is about Ali's Quran. I'm sure many of you have heard of it, that Ali's Quran. This is the document, the parent document says that it is necessary to emphasize that, well,
can I see that book again, please? I couldn't see that book. I think it's Hadith. If it is Hadith al-Kafi, we don't have any book like Hadith al-Kafi. So maybe someone is returning, writing this book and claiming that this is the Shia book.
Yes, I took this book, brought this book from an Imam Bara.
I'm not talking about from where you took the book. I'm talking about the writer. Who is the author of this book?
Beautiful. By Ash-Shaykh Abu Zafar Muhammad ibn Yaqub ibn Ishaq al-Kulayani ar-Rizvi.
All right. Okay.
Right? It says that it's long. Let me tell you the gist of it. When the committee of compilation of the Quran was formed, then Hazrat Ali brought his Musafa, his compilation of the Quran, presented it to the committee, and the committee didn't accept it. Then this book says that it is necessary to emphasize that all the scholars of the Imamite Shias are in agreement that the Quran which is at present among all the Muslims is the very same. It's not any different. It's the very same Quran that was sent down to the Holy Prophet, and that it has not been altered either by the addition of anything or the taking away of anything. And in this page 176, it says that the only difference is it had some commentary written by Hazrat Ali, his personal commentary. Otherwise, there is no difference between that Quran and this Quran. So what is Ali's Quran today?
All right. Well, very important question. Although it is not a question, but it was a beautiful definition. You are truly said that we are believing in the same Quran. There is no alteration about Quran. And we believe strongly from Bismillah till the Vannas. The whole Quran is the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's book, and nothing is changed or altered. Imam Ali used to write the commentary because Imam Ali knew where the verse has been revealed, about what and how, and what is the main essence of that ayah. So Imam Ali got more knowledge than other prophets' companions. Imam Ali from day one was with the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and truly Holy Prophet has recommended companions to ask Imam Ali if you don't know about Quran. And there is a very authentic hadith, even the Sunni sources, that Aliyun ma'al Quran wal Quranu ma'a Ali. Ali is with Quran and Quran is with Ali. So there is no doubt about it. What happened is, once the ruler of that time and the companions denied to accept the commentary of the Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam has said that now, if you don't want to accept this, I keep it as my heritage to my children, and it will be ruling once my Mahdi will appear. So we are also waiting for that Quran, the Quranic commentary of Imam Ali. Imam Mahdi, inshallah, when he reappears, when he comes to the world to rule on this world according to the true religion of Islam, the pure religion of Islam, at that time, the commentary of Quran of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam will be revealed to the common people.
Any other follow-up question, Hassan Mahmoud, or any further comment on this?
Thank you so much. I just wanted to remove the misconception that Shias have a different Quran, which is not true. As for their own book,
yes,
some people spread it that Shias have different Quran.
This,
so
there are many lies, brother.
Yeah,
many
yeah.
lies.
I just wanted to prove it from their book that there
Thank
is
you so
not a difference.
Thank you so much.
Very good question. Let's go to Irfan Mazumdar. Irfan Mazumdar, you have to make your question very brief because we don't have much time.
Salam, sir. Sir, redirecting to Hazre Aswad again. As a student of a pre-Islamic Arabia, when I study pre-Islamic Arabia, I see that in the Makkah, the Nabateans also traveled to offer pilgrimage to the Kaaba, or especially the Kaaba was occupied with 360 idols. You know, the resemblance I always feel for the Black Stone is the worshipping of the 360 idols, and the resemblance was center of the Black Stone. And we see in some places after there was a seizing by the Nabateans of the Black Stone, and we also see the seizing. And also a point to note is we see in the earliest converts before the Islamic Arabia, those who converted to Judaism and Christianity, the pre-Islamic period, there is a specific mention of idolatry, that Black Stone is idolatrous in Tanakh, the book of Tanakh and the Torah, of early Judaism, in the early Judaism before the pre-Islamic period. So, isn't it conflicting when we see that in the ancient Arabia there is constant worship by centering a stone, and a constant worship with the goddess like Alat al-Manat and Alat Manat, and we see the center of the centering the Kaaba and centering the Black Stone. The Nabatean also worshipped the 360 idols centering the Black Stone. So isn't it conflicting when we, in our own beliefs, if someone says to believe in the Black Stone, isn't it conflicting with the idolatrous worship, which was also mentioned?
You're trying to say that there are similarities between that rituals and the Hanif, who is to call themselves the followers of Prophet Ibrahim. So, but I think Brother Abidi, his question might be, if you could.
I got the question. I understood it, and inshallah I'll reply to it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Interestingly, let me clear this. Interestingly, those who used to worship idols in the Baytullah al-Haram, the 360, amongst them, there are three big idols: Lat, Manat, and Uzza. There are three: Lat, Manat, and Uzza. And interestingly, they did not worship even once Hajar Aswad. Why? Because Hajar Aswad was the part of the wall of Khare Kaaba, Baitullah al-Haram, and it was not kept to worship for the people. People used to come and worship idols. Amongst idols, only 3 big idols were there: Lat, Manat, and Uzza. And never, ever Hajarul Aswad came to be worshipped by anyone. Because of that, if you see, after Fathul Makkah, the Holy Prophet ﷺ destroyed all idols, as I said before, and kept this as it is because it was the part of the Baitullah al-Haram's wall. So it was kept, and the Holy Prophet explained about it.
Mute yourself. Mute yourself. Yeah, one second, Sheikh. Sorry, apologies. Yeah, sorry, Sheikh. Go ahead.
All right. So I wanted to say that it was not being worshipped anytime, even in pre-Islam. It was not even considered to be an idol in any time of the history of the Mecca. And because it was not in a place to seem to be like idol to be worshipped, it was not in an open place. People should come and kiss and do the sajda for it. Okay, so it is very clear that Hajar al-Aswad was not amongst the idols in any time of the history. That's why the Holy Prophet, after destroying all idols, he has not only regarded Hajar al-Aswad, he has kissed it and asked the companions to kiss it.
Thank you very much. We are another 12 minutes of program left. We have the next questionnaire is, let me go to the next. Rana Babu is a teacher. Rana Babu, could you please make your question? Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Abidi. My question is very simple to you. My question is very simple to you. You think the Hazre Aswad is worship or not?
It was not worshipped. Why? It was not worshipped any time. Why? It was regarded, it was considered as a holy stone, and maximum respect to that Hajar al-Aswad was just to kiss it and go from there. Not as an idol. It was not been worshipped in the whole history. That's for sure. Even there is no single hadith even indicating to this matter that the Hajar al-Aswad was worshipped. No, it was not worshipped at all.
Thank you. Next question.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Shubho. Mr. Shubho, your question, please. Unmute your microphone and throw your question. Mr. Shubho, your question, if you have any. Do you have any question? All right, next question. Abdur Rahman Likhon, do you have any further question?
Regarding Hazre Aswad, as nothing is clear and concise regarding Hazre Aswad in the Quran, and also about the other narrations are also not very clear and concise. So if someone doesn't want to believe regarding this Hazre Aswad, then is there any problem with the Iman or not?
Is there any sin, Sheikh, if we don't want to believe in this stone, Hazre Aswad? If you don't want to believe it, you said mustahab to kiss it, but yes, there's no direct hadith to, in fact, revere it as well. But there's no clear verse in the Quran. But if we don't want to respect, let's put it, we don't ignore it. We have to ignore the stone. Will there be a sin if we do it?
No. As I said before, look, if it is obligatory, then yes. But it's not obligatory to kiss the stone, or even in believing the Hajar al-Aswad. You know, if you don't have proper reason to believe, you can just deny it. But, you know, we should concentrate upon the fundamentals of the Islam, where if you deny any fundamental element of beliefs, then only you are just like kafir or go out of the track.
That's right.
Otherwise, many other realities. Sometimes people, they don't understand it.
Sorry to interrupt, Brother Sayyid Abidi. So basically, if we are in a position to simply ignore this stone, we'll have no sin.
No sin, of course.
Ruman, your question. Ruman, your question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Syed Ahmedi. I have two questions actually.
Make it one. We have only 9 minutes. Make it one.
Okay. So from your discussion that you mentioned from Quran chapter 3, 97, where there are so many signs in Quran, and actually you mentioned that their signs are in Baitullah, but I think the signs not only in Baitullah but also in the whole universe. So if you think that the stone is the black stone is a sign, so why the river, the Ganga river, is not also a sign? Where the Hindus are going to wash themselves, I think that they're going to get rid of sins. Yes, they are not coming to Mecca to kiss, or they have no chance to come to Mecca to kiss the Hazre Aswad, the black stone.
All right.
So there be any sin in considering Ganges as a sign of Allah and taking it as holy river?
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Let me tell you, it's a very important question, but we have to differentiate between paying respect and worshipping. Unfortunately, the Wahhabi type of thinking, that they always sometimes, if you respect your parents, they say, oh, you are worshipping parent, right? You're not worshipping your parents. You're just respecting them because of their status, because of their position. However, if Quran says, fihe ayatum bayyinat, and the hadith supports that Hazre Aswad is one of the sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala significantly, then it is recommended to kiss, not as an obligatory, just the mustahab thing, okay? Apart from that, you can kiss your wife, you can kiss your children, you can kiss any, even, for example, stone. It's not harm. It is not haram even. This kissing or paying respect is different than worshipping it. When you say worshipping means you are putting that thing in place of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are thinking, you're believing that stone is my God, or that stone is influencing in my destiny, in my fate. So in that case, you are worshipping. Otherwise, kissing has no problem. You kiss your car. For example, if you buy the car, right, and you like it, you said, oh, this color is, I like this color, and then you just kiss it. Is it haram in Islam? No. Who said that? Okay. So kissing or paying respect to your teacher, to your mother, your father, your elder, or you kiss your children, or respect to your elders, even a kafir, if he is teacher of you, as Holy Prophet said, you have to respect, consider your teacher as your father, spiritual father, right? Okay, so you just bow down before your teacher, and the teacher is mushrik, and even he is not Muslim. Is it haram to do so? No, nobody says that. Worshipping is different than paying respect. These two should be differentiated and understood properly. Otherwise, we always make confusions, and we always misunderstood the concept.
Last question from Shin Mridha. Shin Mridha, do you have any question? No, he doesn't have any question. Let's go to
I have another question, please.
No.
Yes.
No, we have only 4 minutes left. No further questions. Thank you very much for you coming to our program, Brother Sayyid Abedi. We learned a lot. We exchanged a lot of questions and answers, because the process.
Let's start. If you think that I can suggest that we can continue, and let's start about fundamental beliefs.
We love to continue. Brother Abedi. We love to continue, because over the centuries we have drifted away from finding the truth by the politicization of denominational differences amongst Muslims. and the politicians have banked on it. So we want to break that barrier in finding truth. We also
appreciate
invite Sunni scholars to give their opinion into the matter so that we can reach into an informed decision. Now, coming to the conclusion of the matter, as we have already heard from Brother Syed Abedi, that it is not something that mandatory, obligatory for you to believe in. And it also, we understand, come to the conclusion, this is mustahab, whether you can kiss it. It's not nothing to do with worshipping it. And if you simply want to ignore it, there is no sin. So to conclude the program, I will go to our final concluding remarks, that we have a Brother Hassan Mahmoud, who researched into Sharia law for over 3-4 decades, I understand. And he will be our guest in our program on Wednesday at about 9 p.m. UK time. Sorry, 9 p.m. Bangladesh time, which is about 4 p.m. UK time, around 11 a.m. Canadian time. We all welcome you to attend the program. And Brother Abedi, I will send you further requests to send us some more guests to come head on with some very challenging questions that you have already faced today. And thank you for your patience, because many of the scholars do not give us the patient hearing. That's not the problem. So this is creating schisms amongst the Muslim community. And this is not something that we can ignore anymore, especially we're living in an era in the 21st century where we cannot really dust the questions under the carpet anymore. So thank you for giving us the time. And also we thank you. A special thanks goes to Barrister Al-Mamoon. A special thanks goes to Major Rita Likon. Special thanks to Hassan Mahmoud, poet, and also other guests that we gave us time today. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you, Brother Syed Abedi. See you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And thanks at last to our guests.